Welcome to Angela. Today's topic, we are going to be talking about the narcissist cycle of abuse. And this video goes out to one of my subscribers. Her name is Felicia Carrington with 2 R's. And this is definitely one of the first and most important things to knowing what type of cycle you're on with this narcissist and how it's never going to stop. In order for us to understand this cycle more, we have to understand the narcissist and their personality as a whole. According to DSM-5, if you exhibit 5 or more of these characteristic traits, most likely you're dealing with a narcissist. So we're going to start with the first one. The first one is grandiose and self-importance, meaning that they think that they're better than everyone. They feel self-entitled to everything. They don't really feel like they need to work hard for really anything. They feel like most things that they go after and they work hard for, in their mind they work hard for, which usually don't really put too much effort, but they feel like it's more than enough and people should appreciate any little thing that they do. So the next one is number 2, fantasy of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. They feel that they can always find people that are going to love them, that they deserve the people, that everyone that's around them has to obey them or understand that their outlook on life is right and yours is wrong. They live in a fantasy world. A lot of them dream about being famous or just reaching levels that they just aren't even putting the work to do. So they're definitely kind of delusional, in a delusional state. The third is belief in social. Belief one is special and can only be understood by special people. So a lot of times you might be talking to them and they'll try to act like you're dumb, like you don't know what you're talking about. It could be something as little as you saying, I want to go watch a new movie that just came out, and they tell you something like, nobody really goes to the movie theater and watches any movies. And you can say a lot of people actually do get excited when they really want to watch something that just came out or like a remake of something. And at that same time, you could be online and you see one of your friends who literally just took their kids, or someone leave the movie theater and you're just like, see, I told you, but they will still try to make you sound stupid, like you don't know what you're talking about. So they only feel as if you don't really know much, and the only people that they feel can actually relate to, or they feel that they're so smart that the only people that can understand them, it's people who have wealth, people who are famous. They feel that they are like a mirror of those people, to the point where they even feel like those people, their personality characteristics, they feel like they're stealing it from them, and they've never met this music artist or this person before, but yet they feel like this person is copying who they are. So they're very delusional. The next one is a need for excessive admiration. So they they need people to believe that they're good people. They need people to praise them. Like I said, they always need to be right. So in order for them to always be right, they need you to approve and say that they're right, even if they're wrong. They can have problems at work, situations out in public where they were wrong, but they're going to need you to put your beliefs onto them and admire them for those things. They don't feel like they're wrong about anything. The next one is going to be self-entitlement. They're entitled to your finances. They're entitled to your home. They're entitled to basically anything that you have, anything that you've worked for. And they will make you feel as if you owe them something. They're very entitled. They feel as if you owe them something. When you don't owe them anything, but they definitely will feel entitled to all of your belongings, and they'll even tell you, my ex used to do this. My ex paid my phone bill. My ex used to put gas on, in my car. If they did it, you have to do it. So the next one is going to be exploitation of others, and I kind of feel like the entitlement goes along with the exploitation, because they're making you do things that you don't want to do, or they're making you feel as if you have to do those things for them, and if you don't do them, you don't care about them, because they're superficial. They don't believe that you being there for them is enough, even if you were financially at some point helping them out. If you stop or anything like that, to them it's you don't care about me, when really all they care about is the personal gain that they're getting from being with you. So the next important characteristic is the lack of empathy. They don't empathize with any situation that you're going through. They don't care if you're sad. They don't care if you're crying. They don't care if you just lost your mother, your father. They don't care about your finances. They don't care if you're depressed, and most of the time your depression is the outcome of your mood changes or your mood swings from being up and down with this person. And they have no empathy. You can tell them that you're depressed, that you don't want to live, and they will tell you to kill yourself. They will tell you to go do it if you hate yourself so much, because life isn't that hard for them, that you're weak. They're not weak. They're going to turn it around and not empathize towards you and make it about them, and they're going to tell you that you're weak, that they're not weak, that they've been through this many times, that they don't need anyone, that they don't care about what people think about them. They make it about themselves. They won't put themselves in your shoes. So the next characteristic is going to be the envy of others, the object of envy. So either they're going to envy others, or they're going to feel as if everyone envies them. Everyone hates their life. Everyone is trying to stop them from reaching their highest level of self. They envy everyone. It doesn't matter if it's big or small. They'll envy you for the smallest things. They'll envy you for just having a job. They'll envy you for just keeping your job. They'll envy you if you decide to buy a new car, or you change your hairstyle, or you lose some weight. They'll hate you if you just finished getting married and you're happy with your family. They'll hate you for not helping them financially when you don't owe them anything. They envy you for being able to go through difficult situations and still being able to move forward. They envy you for just being a strong person, because they can't put themselves in situations that you went through and actually come out with a positive outlook. They don't have any hope for anyone. They don't have any hope for humanity. They feel like everyone is going to do them dirty, so they want to do you dirty before you do them, which that most likely is never the point, because you just love them. But they envy you for loving them because they don't love. They envy you for that. They envy that others see the good in you, and they envy that you attract good people around you. That's how they were able to come and try to take some light from your shine. So the next one, the last one, is arrogance. And they're always going to have such an arrogance about them, literally the way they walk. They'll have moods where they believe that they're better than you, although you know deep down inside that you're the person that actually gave them that confidence. You know that you had a role that you took by always accepting whatever they're going through in their life and making them believe that their behavior is acceptable. So out of all of that, they develop arrogance. Like, I knew I could come back and get you. All my exes want me. All my exes have always came back to me. I can have anyone I want. I don't care if I don't have anything. I don't care if I'm broke. I don't care what you see, because I can easily go and con someone and move into their house and start to use them and take from them. So they have a very arrogant sense of self. So if you know someone, or if you've dealt with someone that you believe is a narcissist and you just came out of a narcissistic relationship, and I described them to a T, to where you actually feel that I actually described the person that you were with, chances are they're definitely a narcissist. It's not in your head. You're not crazy. There's nothing wrong with you. This is just a disorder that a lot of people have based on how they grew up. And I will make another video for that, actually, because when I graduated college, there was some theories that I had to learn. And I really believe that these theories are definitely true. And they also play a role in molding this narcissist characteristic in children who grow up to be these really heinous and evil, egocentric people. So a lot of ways that these people, when you realize these people that have this characteristic, when you realize that they are a narcissist, and you research, or someone tells you that this is, a personality disorder they might have, or you might go to therapy. But when you find out, you realize that this person has put you through emotional abuse, physical abuse, put downs. They will, some of them, not all of them get physical, but I mean, if they're literally choking you or pushing you or grabbing you by your hair, let's just say it's physical. Some people think that physical has to be to the point where you're getting punched. No, it could be pulling on your hair. It can be those things. That's physical abuse. They become economically abusive. So they'll put you down when you're working, when you're going to school. They try to sabotage you at work. They'll pop up at your job, make scenes. They'll come to your school. They'll leave notes in your cars. They'll stalk you. They'll even sexually abuse you. So When I say that, a lot of people think that they haven't been sexually abused, but obviously if this person is with you for supply and not for love, and they're making a commitment to have a relationship with you, although you're the only committed person, in a sense, it does feel like sexual abuse because you're using me for sex. And not just that, sometimes when the relationship is over, maybe in the beginning or even in the ending stages of the final discard, you'll have periods where if they hoover you back and say they start off with, I want to take you out on a date. So they'll take you out on a date. They'll, put some drinks, some alcohol in your system, or, try to be your friend and kind of butter you up. And you might tell them that you don't want to jump right into having sex because they hurt you so much. You want to work things out psychologically. You want to have a connection with your partner and you don't want to jump into sex. There are moments where you guys can go back to the house or go back wherever you guys were at and spend some quality time one-on-one, and they will force themselves to have sex with you, and you're telling them you don't want to, but because you've had sex with them in the past, they feel like they can force you into doing it again. So another way that these people try to control you is by using your children. They try to talk to your children about what you're doing, your whereabouts, if you're dating, if you're with someone new, if you have a new partner. They want to know if you and your new partner are arguing because they know children listen to everything. They try to make your children believe that you're the parent that is out of your mind, or you're not a good person, or you're not good for parenting, although they're not a 24-hour type of parent. So how dare you try to turn your own kids around to be angry at their mothers or their fathers. But in this case, since I'm a woman, how dare you try to turn your kids on the mother that's constantly taking care of your children. And that's just another way not only to control your kids, but if they're doing this when your kids are young, chances are they want to turn your children into narcissists, and that child can grow up to hate you all over that narcissistic parent. Another way they control you is by making threats about maybe hurting someone around you that's close to you, hurting your parents or hurting a loved one, just to get back at you for anything. And you have to believe these threats. Don't take them lightly, you guys. They'll, threaten to hurt you. They'll make threats, to others about you. Another way they try to control you is by just dictating false male beliefs and expectations towards their partners. In reality, they will sleep with anyone, but they want you to have beliefs of how a woman should act or how a man should treat a woman. They want to milk you for everything that you have. Meanwhile, they don't believe in relationships. They don't believe in any characteristics of being in a union. So they're giving you all these expectations and making you feel like you can never meet their expectations, but they really don't care. It's just about controlling you. So another way they try to control a lot of the people around them, it's by isolating everyone. If they have multiple kids, they'll isolate different all the different mothers of these children. Sometimes you won't know if they have other children. They won't tell you. They isolate sometimes their children from each other. Sometimes they just isolate you from your family and from your friends. They start to tell you that, everyone goes through bad relationships, and they tell you that no one's really happy and they're pretending, and that what you guys have is special, and that your friends and the people around you are just jealous and they don't want to see you happy, and that they go through issues too, that everyone goes through problems, but they know that although everyone goes through problems, not everyone is plotting and scheming on their partners the way they are. So they know what they're doing is wrong, and they're doing it on purpose. So the cycle really goes where they idolize you, they love bomb you. The next cycle would be them devaluing you, and the last one would be them discarding you. So when they idolize you and they're love bombing you, they can strictly go from that to discarding you. I mean, 1 minute they can be idolizing you and love bombing you, and the next minute they'll discard you for no reason. They won't even devalue you. They'll just tell you it's not working out, or they thought that it was going to work out and it's not going to work out after all, and they want you to leave them alone, and they'll discard you right away. Or you will be getting idolized, then slowly devalued. I mean, they'll start arguments with you. They'll make up stuff from the past stories that they have made up about you. Say they accused you of cheating and you never cheated. They will bring up something from the past, like, remember that guy, your high school friend, you were cheating on me with him. You're accusing me of cheating all the time because that's actually what you're doing. But they know damn well that it's them who's doing all these things to make you feel that way. And then after they devalue, that's when the discard comes. Sometimes they can devalue you and they won't discard you. They won't break up with you. They'll just devalue you. They will ignore you. They'll turn off their phone. They'll block you. You won't hear from them for a couple of days. And then they'll pop up calling you, showing up at your house. And this is where the Hoover comes in. And they're trying to suck you back in. And they'll tell you, well, you got really upset and you took off. I tried to contact you, or I tried to call you, or I tried to come and fix it, but you didn't want to talk to me. They won't take any responsibility over their action to leave you when they Hoover you. And because they're not discarding you, you actually feel like, okay, I'm safe now. He came back, she came back. Yeah, they devalued me. Yeah, we got into a fight, but now we're over it. Not understanding that they actually started that fight to get away from you because they have other things going on, other supplies, other people that they're entertaining, and they see that you're not going anywhere. So they really look at you guys, like you're an object. So they'll come back and re-idolize you all over again just to devalue you again. So you're going to really go back and forth between them re-idolizing you and devaluing you. Yes, they'll discard you, but it's never really a final discard. The final discard is usually made by you when there's too much evidence, there's too many things that have happened, and at this point the mask is completely just off. So another thing that we have to understand about the cycle is that when you're getting devalued, most of the time it's because they feel threatened by you. Sometimes they might not, but a lot of times they get caught, you guys. You'll find phone text messages, you'll see pictures, you'll hear about them being on online dating sites. They'll lie about going to work. You'll find tickets, receipts of their punching cards, and you'll see that they didn't go to work on certain days. You'll find them with extra phones, and they just kind of always get caught. So when they feel threatened and they really don't have a way to explain themselves, instead of them apologizing and admitting to these things, they'll flip it out on you, and then they'll get angry. And this is when they go into rage and they get really mad. They're mad that you're figuring them out. They're mad that you are not their little puppet and you're going about controlling your own self and your own body. And they hate that. They hate to see people wake up from that little spell that they're trying to put them in. So a lot of times, either when they feel threatened, it's because you caught them doing something that they weren't supposed to do. And sometimes they don't feel threatened by anything, and they go into these anger streaks for no reason. And it's mainly because they're dealing with another supply, and something might be going off with the other supply. Maybe they're also getting out of character, and everyone's getting out of character at the same time. And this is where a lot of the anger will also come out. And once this anger comes out, you guys, this is where the flying monkeys come in. This is where they will abuse others, abuse you. This is where they will slander your name to others. This is where they will hit you. They will scream. They will disappear. You won't hear from them. This is the time that they really sit there and get in contact with the people around you and complain about you and tell them how you're always accusing them of cheating and doing bad things, and all that they do is go to work and they're just trying to make a living. They have too many stressors and you're just making it worse. They'll put the blame on you, even though they are the ones who constantly, when the devalue and after the discard, they're the ones who re-idolize you, and they're the ones who try to win you back by love bombing you and showing up with flowers and trying to take you out. Even though they're the ones doing all this to you, they will sit there and act like they're trying to get away from you. So they'll talk bad about you to others. And by doing that, they're becoming the victim. So they won't admit to anything that they do, and they'll put the blame on you. So, if you're accusing them of cheating, they're going to tell everyone, like, yeah, she's accusing me of cheating. He's accusing me of cheating. It's really starting to get old now. I'm really starting to get really sick of it. They'll just make themselves really like the victim. But yet, after the flying monkeys finally have made them feel whole and entertaining their lies and making them feel just self-important, and they're feeding into their fantasy, and they're giving this admiration for sticking with you and being a good person even after all the nasty things you've done, or they put you in these situations where you might lose your job, and here they are slandering your name, telling people that you lost your job, you can't keep a job, or you lost your job because you're lazy. All these things, meanwhile, they were causing you all type of stressors every single day and starting arguments with you and doing these things to sabotage you. So after they've made all the flying monkeys give in, now they feel good about themselves. now they feel like they didn't do anything, and they feel empowered. So now that they feel self-empowered and they feel good about treating you like crap and doing all these things behind your back, and really playing everyone, even their flying monkeys, they feel good about this big drama that they just made. They feel so good about it. And this is where they feel self-empowered. And that's why you find a lot of families who have black sheeps in their families. They start these big commotions. And then after the commotion, now they want to say things like, we're family at the end of the day. Let's come together. Let's pray. It's all bullshit. They just did this big scene, and now they feel empowered. And now this is where they come back and they try to re-idolize you, love bomb you after they discarded you and talked really bad about you. And they go back to that idealization phase. And not too long after them doing all that, and you being in a good stage after they've hoovered you back, this is when they hoovered you back. It's not going to take that long for them to show you their true self right after that. And not just that, but they will continue the cycle too many times. And by then, literally everyone around them will think that you're the issue, that you're crazy, or you're a psycho. You can go and get out of your character just one time, and maybe pop up on them unannounced, because that's something they do to you all the time. And the moment you do it to them, they make it a big deal, and they make you look really dumb. Once they take you back to the honeymoon stage, you start believing that you're bonding through these difficult times that they actually created. And you start to believe it's your job to fix things, telling yourself that we all go through some things, through relationship problems, and that our partner actually deserves, forgiveness, because this is just part of relationships. But just because you're forgiving your partner, it doesn't mean that they actually deserve your presence. These people have an ongoing cycle. They will treat you bad, and they will do anything to hoover you and for you to open that door. They will tell you that a family member has passed away. They will tell you that someone close to them has got cancer. They will cry. They will get on their knees. They will hold you with tears in their eyes. And they won't mean a thing that they're saying. Not one thing. And that cycle will continue for years and years until you get out of it. And until you understand that narcissistic cycle does not end for anyone. Anyone dealing with them, the next supply, the new supply, the past supply, they all have to deal with the narcissist and their evil demonic ways. They won't change for anyone. So I wanted to read you guys a verse from the Bible before I finish this video. This is by chapter 6, verse 15 from Matthew. But if you don't forgive others their sins, your Father will not forgive your sins. So I really truly believe that if you don't forgive these narcissists, your sins won't be forgiven. We're not perfect, and a lot of times we didn't deserve the type of abuse that we've gotten. But everything that we do Everything that we reap, we sow. The narcissist, they're going to reap what they sow, and as well as you, you're going to get the fruits from your labor. But if you don't forgive and you start to act just like them, you're bound to end up just like them. So on Isaiah chapter 43, verse 18-19, it says, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing new things. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way through the wilderness and streams of the wasteland." God is telling you that right now you might not see it because you have a lot of things from your past that are holding you back. So it's really hard to see things clear and to see your future when you're dwelling in the past. You can't see the new opportunities that this universe has in store for you if you keep being trapped in the same cycle. There's new things waiting for you. Just like God says, now it springs up to you. Do you not perceive it? It's up to you how you perceive things. You can look at this experience and let it turn you into that person, or you can perceive the situation and understand that this situation is making you grow into who you are. God is telling you that He's making a way for you through the wilderness and the streams in the wasteland. Where there is no water, He will make water. You guys just have to have faith in yourselves. Once you have faith in yourselves and you put yourself first, instead of worrying about someone who doesn't care about anyone, not his children, no one, who's miserable, who's in a constant state of misery. Once you understand that you are greater than that and you deserve more than that, you never know what God has in store for you. But God can't give it to you if you're stuck in that same place. You have to keep moving forward. You have to keep going. You have to reach heights and heights that you've never reached before. You have to cross boundaries that you held yourself from moving forward to. You have to change these things about you. Stop being so negative. Stop feeling like everyone is going to hurt you, because not everyone is this demonic. And after dealing with these type of people and really evaluating your life, the people around you, you will start to realize that some people that you believed that they weren't good people for you, or you believe that they hated you, you actually, after coming out of something like that, you start to see that there were some people that actually did care about you, and that they're actually not perfect, but it's not nothing compared to the abuse that the narcissist tried to inflict on you. Sometimes a narcissist will tell you all these things about the people in your life and how they don't care about you, but they envy how those people care about you, although they're not perfect. And sometimes we're disappointed because we expect too much from people. We expect them to be perfect, and we can't expect that out of anyone. We are who we are, and we have to accept that sometimes people are going to let you down, but not everyone is going to treat you that way. Don't put yourself through that type of abuse. Don't get back into that circle. There are going to be times where you're going to feel crazy. Just the feeling of rejection, the paranoia, being paranoid of people, being hurt again, bumping into a narcissist again, learning just how different people are, our new perception of good and evil. Sometimes we hate to be alone and other things, but we have to sacrifice ourselves. You know, we've been crucified and put through all these trials and tribulations, and sometimes it gets hard, you know, to keep fighting and to keep moving forward. But that's what this channel is for, to talk to one another, to help one another, to heal, to recover from the situation that we've been through our loved ones, through the people that we cared about, family, sometimes our children. So I really hope that these videos are helping you guys out. I really appreciate you guys. I want to thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe for more videos, hit the like button, share, and I'll talk to you guys later on my next video. Okay, bye.